sound and picture. And hello, everyone. How are you doing, Mama?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Doing all right? You been up to anything fun and exciting since last time?
Um, I had lunch with a couple of sisters and their
Nice.
spouses, and a cousin and her spouse on Sunday.
Cool. Chip Sounder says, "Hey, hey, Chip Sounder. Was that an enjoyable? Like sometimes, obviously we're from the same family, but from my perspective,
Mostly so,
I
except
don't
for
know what
the
to say.
one spouse.
Oh, one of them wasn't that fun. Well,
Well,
I
my
guess.
oldest sister's
I guess we
spouse is
probably
less than.
shouldn't, because they might find this stream. We probably shouldn't talk about it
Well,
too much if
there's
it's a
possibly
negative
that.
context. So,
Okay.
uh, uh, we if never mind. Uh, but yeah. So it's still nice to spend time with family. Uh, it's enjoyable. But yeah. I guess I just don't want to be like in a
Yeah,
public
I get it.
setting engaging in drama. So, um, anyway, um, all right. As I'm resetting, is there anything else that you were up to, or something that's a more positive light from lunch with family?
Nope.
Nice. Um, Outside of that, do I have anything fun and exciting to share? I don't really. Um, yeah, nothing super exciting. I guess the water heater got replaced last time, before the last stream. Um, and I was actually looking at increasing the temperature because my partner complained about the bath not being quite as warm. But then I was looking at all of these warnings about like the increasing the temperature can result in scalding and death, and I'm just like, this does not seem like a fun home improvement activity to engage in. I don't want to boil myself
Usually
and
not
my
a
partner
big
alive.
problem unless there are like small children.
Yeah, it did say that like small children and elderly people and anyone who is sense desensitized to temperature, um, and anyone else who's otherwise requires additional care to take care of. So, but we're gonna see just if there's any ways around it other than increasing the temperature right away. Um, because I don't know, like there's also warnings about like increasing the temperature increases the power usage, and I want to be efficient with my resource use. So I don't know. Definitely something I gotta figure out. Like where's the line between safety, comfort, and um, frugalness? There. So aside from that, don't really have much else to comment on. So, with that, I am ready for some Sudoku.
Works for me.
Alright, transition over this way. And then got our puzzle pulled up. Copy the link for at a time. Alright. Puzzle number 1 today is 4 at a time by Odd van de Wettering. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Each gray line is a slow thermometer with an invisible bulb at one end. Digits on a slow thermometer either increase or stay the same as they move away from the bulb, but they never decrease. Alright. Well, this is a 5, so if it's the largest, then this would be a 4. If it's the smallest, it would go 6. Except it could be a 5.
But yeah.
That was the thing. This one's the 4, 6. And this could be the same as being 4 or 6. I'm going to ignore the fact that this 4 sees this for the moment and just deal with the line for this for right now. And then because this sees that one, this cannot be the same as this if it's the same as that. So at some point, as we go around this bend, we have to go up or down.
So it cannot be 6.
So yeah, so it's 3 or 7.
5 has. Well, if you go 7, 8, 9, and there's 9 in that box,
Right.
so it has to be low. Five has to be the high point.
6. So then it's going to have to be 5, 5, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1.
Yes.
Because it could not go 8, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 5. Alright.
Okay. So then the one that starts in box 1 and goes down to box 7 cannot have a 1 on the end.
Right. Now this side
on the
could be
top,
2. So that would be 5, 6, some point around it then. 7, 7. You were going to say something.
well, and if the low end is the bottom, it would have to be a 5.
So this is the 6 could be higher. Let me do this in the center for the moment. So it would have to go like this.
Yeah.
But if it was the low end on this side, then you'd do an 8. That could not be a 7. I guess it could. But this one couldn't. Because at some point, this has to change as it goes around. So it could go 6, 6, 7. Or 6, 7, 7. But otherwise, 4, 5. 4, 3. Okay. 3, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. I guess I should actually be going down. 8, 8, 7, 7. And this would have to go down to 6 because it cannot be the same as both of these. So 6 on 3, 4 there. And then on the smallest end, 2, 3, 5, 5, 6, 7, 10. Okay. So what do we do with this one here?
I was looking at the other one.
Oh, you want to look at this one?
Yeah, if the bottom is low,
So 2, 3, and then it has to go up to 6. This could be a 6, but then it can't be a 6 again because that would mean both of these are 6. So 7, 8, and then 8 again. And then 9, 8, 7, 7. And this could be a 6, but not a 5. And then a 4 here, not a 5. I think that's fine. And if this was the low side, 1, 2, so that could be a 1 again. So this is 6 or 7 in either direction.
Yes.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, and 5 are gone. 3, 4, 5, 6. It can't be a 7 because then it would wrap all the way around as another 7. Then this goes all the way up to 5. This one goes all the way up to 5. And so that would be 1, 2, still 2, 3, 4, 5. Makes this minimum 6, 7, 8. And 9, 8, 7. Could still be a 7, 6, 5. Could still be a 5. Interesting how many options are over here. Now, does this end up having to be 6 or 7? I mean, we know that its minimum has to be 1. Well, because it's different from either side. Because I mess things up once again. This could go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 6, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 or 5, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cannot be a 7, because then these would both be 7, which would break this one. 2, 4, 5, 6. Can't be 6 because it's in the same box. 3 and 4 go away, so this goes all the way up to 5. 3 or 4. And from the other side of things, 1, 2, 3, still be a 3. It can't still be a 3. 6, 7. So that could still be a 6. Yeah, 8, 8, 9, 9. This one cannot go to 8, so it's max is 7. No, that's 3, 6, 7 in either direction. Interesting. This is the small end, so this is maximum 6, and maximum 5. Okay, what have we learned? Well, there's 4 in box 5. It's not on the bottom, it's not on the middle row. This one cannot be a 4. Yeah, because even from the small side, it goes up too quickly. Although perhaps there are better places to look for where specific digits can go. I should really be looking at these 5s right here, because what does that say about this box? The only spot a 5 could go is this top right corner, because these two 5s see the bottom half, and 5 isn't 9 or 3. So this has to be a 5, which means the superscript is gone. Because it wasn't a 5 in superscript. It got big too quickly. So these have to both be 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And that eliminates the entirety of the superscript, so that's going to take out all of the superscript here. 7, 8, and 9 are gone. Take out 6 from here. But that doesn't tell us which direction things go in. We learn something else. We've got another pair of 5s here, which means 5 is one of these two. But that's not nearly as helpful.
Box 7 is
Box
left
7.
with 4, 6, 7, 8. There's a 6, 7, be a 6, 7 pair and a 4, 8 pair.
What does that leave as left in column 3? 1, 2, 5, and 9, I think? 9 is not here, 5 is not those two. We've got 5 digits left in column 2. Same with column 1. It's maybe not worth penciling those in. We only have 4 5s. That's those 3, all of that, none of those 2.
Okay. The one that starts in box 1.
Yeah.
The unsolved one.
Oh.
Completely or well, most. It can't start with 5.
Why not?
Because that would be 5, 5. Well, and go up because that would be 5, 5, 6. Which, if you go around the point, leaves you with another 6. Seeing that one.
Oh, right. We already know the direction. So this being a 6 takes the 7 off of this one. And since if this was a 6, those would both be 6s. This isn't a 6 anymore, which does take the 5 off, as you said. Oh, it places our 5. And takes 6 off of this one. There's 4 left in here. 1, 2, 3, and 6. There are these 2. 2 is this one. Not super helpful to 5s. 8, 7, 6, 6 again, 5. 2 cannot be 4 or 3. That's also 2. The ones.
The end that's in box 3 for that one can't be a 7. Because that would be 7, 6, 3, 2, 2. Oh, yes, it could. 2, 2, 1, 1.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was just checking. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 6, 7. and this is only forced upwards because if this had been a 2, then these could be 2. Or more accurately, if this was a 2, then this would have to be a 1, but then that would have to be a 0. Which isn't how math works. Or more accurately, Sudoku. I kind of want this to be a 6. Because that would make this a 2 or an 8. Because that would be a 7. Unfortunately, the 8-9 pair here is just determining the end. So we know one of these two has to be 8 or 9, but that's not enough to make a conclusion about anything. Where do the 4s go? So one of those two, one of those two. It's going to make it one of these 4. Here. One of those, that doesn't have a 4 option. The corners feels super helpful. 1, 3, 6, 7, and 4, where 6 is not in this box. Fortunately, that's 4 digits, and that adds 2 more, which means any of those digits could still be over here.
Well, except on the left side of box 4. It's 2, 3, 7, 8.
Where else should we be looking for? Okay, looking at this 6 or 7, How can this be an 8? Oh, because that's the low digits going around this way. So that would be a 7, 8, 8, 9. Okay. Well, if this is a 6, then that's a 6, which makes that a 7. Now, it doesn't tell us the direction of things yet. Because this could be 7 or 8.
Well, it would be 2 or 8.
Right.
If that's 6.
Yeah. This would be 6, which this is 7. We would still make this 2 or 8.
Right, but box 5, if it's 6 on the elbow, then it's 7 over there.
Yeah.
Making that 2 or 8.
Right. This ends up being 7 as well. Because a 6 makes that a 6, makes this a 7. A 7 and an 8. So this would be a 9. That's 7. This is 8. 4, 3, 4, 6. I'm not seeing a contradiction right away. Because this being 2 or 8 doesn't tell us what direction things go in. I'm missing something. But like, whoa, what?
That was interesting.
Since when have I been able to do that? What? I just right-clicked on this, and I can move it. Why? Why is this the feature? Can I zoom? I don't know what to do with this newfound power. Didn't give me additional. I'll just have to click on settings later. That was completely new. I did not know that would happen. I wish this would have pinched something somewhere. Like this, this being a 5 forced the rest of this to be the way it was. Now this is still a 6 or 7, but we were still forced into a certain pattern. So maybe I need to just start filling in the rest of the grid with options. 5, 9, 3, and 4 is gone from everything over here. That's not really restricted in any way. One, 2, 6, 7. I mean, that's not even enough to like create like a contradiction. If like, that was to be all high digits or something. I don't even know a better spot to look for to like where to put in like all of the possible digits, because there isn't even that many spots where things are looking at anything. I mean, I guess there's here, because this is 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 3, 4, and 5. But I mean, that's it. That was all the options. I guess we got over here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and 9. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything better. I guess maybe I just need to ask the question of, if this was a 6, what happens? This is a 7, this is a 6, a 7, and 8. And so we get a 7 here. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to actually fill it in. Just backpedal. Then what else? Well, if this is 2 or 8, if it's a 2, then that's also a 2. If it's an 8, then that's also an 8. So those would be the same. And then you get 9 or 1.
Right, and they're both the same.
And you either have 8, 9, or lots of different options. But in either case, oranges has to be this one. Purple's either 2 or 8. So it'd be one of those two. Orange is 1 or 9. Those can't be 1. And these would have to end up being different values. There's not enough restriction to say like where those are going to end up being. well, 6 is here. We'll make this one a 6. So we get 7 and 6. This feels like too much look ahead.
It is, yeah. Back it back out.
Okay, hold on. If we're doing the center, this goes 1, 1, 2, or 3, which should take out the digits. So is this not able to be?
It can't be
Apparently,
3.
because if it was anything greater than 3, it would have to be a 7, which would make this a 7. And then if that was a 7, that couldn't be a 7, so that would be 8 and 9. So, yeah, so that's going to take off 5 and 3, and 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and now this can't be a low digit because I've got a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5. But it's actually not the problem, it just makes this a 5. So, I don't see a spot where I've messed that up on the other direction. Or on the top arrow. Well, I guess it's not an arrow, but the top slow thermal.
Yeah.
Okay. If this was a 2, that would be a pair of 1s. If this was a 2, we have 2 2s and a pair of 1s. But that's not enough to tell me anything. But 7 is obviously gone. 3, it's not super helpful. I guess what I should be considering is the option of if this was a 1 2, it's going to pair up with everything over here, make this a 5. Which, if
And
this is
4,
a
8, 9
5,
is
that would
left
be
over.
6 6. 4, 8, 9. But if this is a 5, you get 6 6 7 8. So if this is low, that is low, then we're going to get 5 6 6 7 8. It's low, so I mean this ends up being a 2, so that would end up being pair of 2s and a pair of 1s. So we get a 1 here. This would have to be 7, 8, 9. This is low, so 2, 2, 1, and 1, and 1. We get 3 and 2, 1, and 1. Well, not necessarily. So this ends up being 6. That's a 9, 2. And then that's a 7. 4, 8, 7, 6, 4, 1. Which is cool and all, but then we run out of steam there. 2, 6 pair makes those a 1, 8 pair. This would be 4, that would be 3.
Nope, never mind.
Darn.
I was going to say row 5, the center digit would have to be a 1. Or no, I guess it would be row 6, not row. Yeah, never mind. Actually, all right, look at row 6. 1 has to go in the center because it can't go. So you're left with 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
8 has to go on the left because 8's in both rows or both columns.
Okay. 7, 9. Oh, wait.
Oh, wait a minute. It's not left with 7, 8, 9.
6, 9. Or
6.
6, 7, 8.
6, yeah.
I mean, this is still an 8. This is still a 7. If I can press the right button, that would still end up being a 6. You get 3 and 7.
Yeah, and that's just that's basically solving it without logic. It's just
Yeah. I mean, there could still be a contradiction coming up. It's just really far look at. So, I mean, unless there's something where if this is the high side, you get 8 or 9 up here. Although, I think we just proved that if this was low, because this ends up being a 5 and a 6, this would end up being a 2. So if this is low, this cannot be 6 or 7, it has to be a 2. So what happens if it's high? Or that would be 1, 2, 2. If this ends up being a 5, we get a 3, 6 pair and a 2, making it a 5, 6, 6. So this would be 7, and 8, and then 9. So if this was high, and then you get low down here, what can we start saying about that? I mean, I could ask the question, what if this was an 8? If this was an 8, you'd get 7, 6, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Can this be a 3? If it was a 3, you get 4 or 6 here, which means that's a 6. 3, 2, 1. Those would be a pair of 2s. That would be 6. You'd have to get a 2 here. This can still be a 3. Goes 2, 2, 3. And that can be 8. Now we're taking what is supposed to be an approachable Sudoku. Huh. I'm just not asking the right questions here. How do we explore this being high, the superscript version of things? Because if we could prove that this couldn't be a 6, that would be really helpful. Because if this was a 6, that's a 3, a pair of 2s, and a pair of 1s. So if you're 6, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, and then we have to get 1 as one of these. But I'm asking if this is a 6, because that would be the superscript. So this would have to be the 1.
Well, look at box 1.
Oh. Ah.
Those would
Because
both
we
be
lose
6.
the
And
5.
you can't do that.
So this can't be a 2-3 pair because we get 6 and 1, but we get a pair of 1s. So this isn't a 6, therefore it must be a 7. And this being forced to be a 7 gives us our 1-9 pair. And it doesn't matter which way those are, this is 1 or 9. And now, in superscript, this cannot be a 6. It could still potentially be a 7, though. But if this was a 3, that would be a 2. And you'd get 6 and 1. But also both of those would be 1s. So this has to be a 6 anyway. Now one of those have to be 3, so that isn't. Seven and 6 are placed over here. That can't be a 6 now. So this can't be a 4 if it was superscript. Okay, those are 7s. So now what? That's 1, and we get 3, 2, and 5. Otherwise, we get different values, which isn't particularly helpful. Eight has to be one of those two. One, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 4, 8, 9. Would be what's left over. Well, one of those two is 9, so this cannot be.
Where does 4 go in box 3?
6, 7, and 8 are all gone. Middle row's gone. This one removes that and that. So 4 has to be one of these two. It's going to knock out that one. So if that's a 3, then that's not. So where's 4 in this
where's
box?
4?
Now this is 3 and 2. And it has to be superscript. So a pair of 9s, that's a 9. Those aren't 2s. 6 and 8. I'm actually a bit surprised it ended up being the superscript.
Okay, so in box 5, the bottom right corner is a 7 or 8.
Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are 4, 5, and 2. There goes 1 and 2. 2, 6, 8. 2, because these two have to be the same. 2, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, and 7. Three, 4, no. Everything's on the board now.
Row 2 has a 1, 2, 3 triple.
Actually does nothing. But it does mean that those two have to be the 3. So that is, which gives us 2 pair. Takes 1, 2 out of the rest of it. And then 3 and 7 are required up here. That doesn't do anything for down here. So what am I missing? If this is a 5, that's a 6. Does that mean anything? Fives, fives. Fives all the way around like that. 5, 6, 7, 8. Get a 1, 2. 1, 2, and 9. Another 1, 2. So that would make that a 9. A 1, 2 pair. 4, 5 pair. So that's the 4 and that's the 5.
Where can 4 go in box 5?
Not the bottom, not the middle. It's not 6 or 7, but it could be any of these.
Okay. I was missing the one in the top right. Okay, it cannot go 2 2 going from what box 1 to box 2 on that thermo. Going from box 1 to box 2.
Are you saying these two can't be 2s?
Those cannot be 2s because then you eliminate the possibility for
Oh,
2
yeah.
in box 3.
In fact, they can't both be 1
No,
either.
that's a
For
1.
the same reason.
Right. So it's going to be
So
1 2.
5, 6, 4, 5. 2 here. 3, 9, and 6. 2, 4, and 5. 5 is gone. This one's 7, 2, 5, 6, 7. 5 and 7, 7 and 9. That's not right. This is the 8. 1, 1, 8, 4, not 4. 1 is gone. For everything, that's apparently a 2, 4, 9, 5. You'd think I'd be good at using this keyboard thing. For as long as I've been using a keyboard. 6 pair, 5, 7, 2, 6, 6, 8. First try. That should not have taken us an hour, but you know what? It did anyway. Just aren't asking the right questions. And I believe Oddbahn Lettering does not host a lot of Masters Germany. So we'll just leave it at that. second puzzle for today is going to be... Oh, chat was being weird. Disconnected for a bit 4 minutes ago, but Chip Sounder says cool. It was definitely a cool puzzle. Alright. Puzzle 2 for today is going to be Primal Roots. Copy and paste the link in the chat. Primal Roots by Matt Tressel. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits separated by a white dot are consecutive. Digits separated by a black dot are in a 1:2 ratio. Not all possible dots are given, and prime digits 2, 3, 5, and 7 must not be orthogonally adjacent to each other. Square roots with single-digit perfect squares must be orthogonally adjacent to their square. For example, all 2's must be adjacent to a 4, and all 3's must be adjacent to a 9. Interesting. So we can't make primes adjacent, and then 2's and 4's must be, and 3's and 9's must be. Or, well, the 3's must be adjacent to a 9, and the 2's adjacent to a 4. You could have 4's or 9's isolated. If you've got like 2 3's next to 1 9, or 2 2's next to a 4, in a way that would allow them to be otherwise. Well, this has to be 1, 2, 4, or 8, where the 2 or 4 is in the middle. Aside from that, you can't have 2 or 3 next to each other around these.
Well, yeah, box 1, the white crop key, the bottom can't be 1 because it would be the white crop key and the black crop key, so.
Well, we know that the 2 and the 4 that must be here are going to work, because they have to be adjacent. Or the 2 must be adjacent to a 4, so that's not going to be an issue wherever we put the 2 and 4. The greater question is, where do we put 3? So it's 5 and 7. Because if we have to put 3, 5, and 7 in here in a way that prevents them from being adjacent to each other, then if it was this one and that one, I wouldn't have room for one more. But it's just those 2 that can't be combined together. So if it's there, it's one of those 2, and if it's this, it's one of those 2. Although that would run... Well, no, because I'm already using the 3, and 2 and 4 are already guaranteed to be next to each other. So maybe I do want to take a look at these. Because 2 and 3 can't be next to each other, that immediately rules 1 off of all of this. So 1 has to be down here. And it could be 1 and 2. Or we get a 1 here, and then I don't know what's going on. Well, 2 is also ruled off of this, isn't it? Because it would have to, if 1's automatically ruled out, because it would go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then 2 is automatically ruled out because it would go 2, 3. And I'm not allowed to put 2 and 3 together. So that would force 1 and 2 to be down here. And if 1 and 2 is down here, then this must be 1, 2, 4, where the 2 is forced to be on here. Because it's either a 1, 2 pair, or if I put the 2 down here, the 1 would end up on here, so the 2 would end up on here as well. So great. So 2 must be on here. Now, if this was a 2-4 pair, how would the 3 work? Because it would be 2 and 4, 3 wouldn't be able to be adjacent to anything. So this must be the 1, 2.
Yeah, but you could put the 3 under the 4. Oh, no, but the 1 has to be down there. Right, yeah, never mind.
Yeah. Because it would be 2, 4, and 1, and then you'd have to make 3 work somehow here.
Right.
But with both of its neighbors gone, that doesn't work. So
So 4 is going to have to go in the center of one of them because 3 is going to have to be.
not necessarily, because this could be the 3 down here. And that would make this 1 and 2.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But 4 does have to be on one of these, either a middle or a start. So I have 8 digits left. And
7.
so I either put, oh, right, excuse me. I have 7 digits left. And I have 1 left over, and I've got 3 sets of these. So I can either put the 3 at the beginning, and then the 2 chains. I can put the first chain, 3, 4, 5, and then I can put the 6 down here, or I go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the 9 down here. Chip Sounder asks, why doesn't 4-8 work? I'm assuming you're talking about the black crocky dot at the bottom of column 4. And that's because 1 and 2 are forced to be removed from these, because we're not allowed to put prime digits next to each other. So 2 and 3 are both prime. They're not allowed to be adjacent. And so if I put a 1 on a crocky dot, that would go 1, 2, 3. Not allowed to have 2, 3. Same with this one, so 1's forced down here. Same with 2, since it can't go down to 1, now it has to be next to 3, and that's the same with both of these. So 1 and 2 are forced down here, and so 2 is required to end up on this black crocky dot, and if it was 2, 4, then I'd have 3 isolated, and this would end up being a 1. So I couldn't do 4-8 here because of all that.
In box 7, they've got the 2 black Kropkis that flow into the
Adjacent Kropkis.
the white. Yeah.
So we can't make either of these 1. So we could do 1 and 2. And Well, this would have to be 3,
But that
and
would
that would
have to be
break.
3, and that doesn't work.
Um,
And the same with the other direction. So you cannot
right.
put 1.
So I could go 2 and then 4. And then this could be 3 or 5. If it was a 3, it would have to go down to 2, which would break. So this would
Well,
have
no.
to be 5 going to 6 going to 3.
Yeah.
And then you can get 3, 6, and then this would be 5 or 7. 7 could go to an 8 and then a 4. You start with 4, go down to 2, and it couldn't go to 1 or 3. So if this is a 4, this would have to go to an 8. 8 would be next to 7 or 9. 9 would be next to another 8, so that wouldn't work. 7 would then go to 6, then to 3. 6, 3, 4, and then you couldn't put 5. And then 8, 4, and then 3.
Would have to go to 2, and you can't do that.
Right. So 8, 4, 5, 6, 3. And then this becomes 4, and then we add 2 and 8.
All right. Let's say we go 4, 8, 7, 6, 3.
Uh-huh.
Um, 2 can't go next to 3 or 4.
No, 2 would have to go next to a 4.
No, not all possible dots are given. Okay, I misread that. I was thinking it was all possible dots are given. So 5 and 9 can't go next to each other, and they can't go next to 2.
So there's not enough
Oh,
space.
no, not 9. 2, 5, and 7. Never mind.
Right.
9's fine. I'm just apparently sleepy.
There is a lot to keep track of.
Yeah, 2 has to be next to 4.
Right. But 4 doesn't have to be next to 2. And 3 has to be next to 9, but not vice versa. And then 2, 3, 5, and 7 are all not allowed. I guess this 5 and 7 here means this isn't a 3.
Yeah, 4 must be adjacent to a 2.
No.
Oh, I see.
Because I could
Square
do 2
roots with
2s and a
single digit
4.
must be orthogonally adjacent to their square.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But
I
yeah,
could put
2
2
has to
2s and a 4, and then I could have an isolated 4 over here.
right.
Chip says it is 2:22 a.m. here. That is, it is 21:22 here. So we have a similar number of 2s if you put it in 24-hour mode. Three, five, seven. This is not really helpful. Too many options. am I supposed to... What question was I supposed to ask? Aha. So, because of the 2, 4 here, this cannot go 2 and then 4. This is a break.
Right.
So, this cannot be 2, because the only option is to connect to a 4. Now, this could still be 4, 8, or 3, 6. Now, for this column, because 3 is removed, we know we have a 3, 4, 5 somewhere. 3, 4, 5. Since the 4 would be the middle, 3 and 5 can be next to it too, but it depends on the other one, whether it's 6, 7, 8, or 7, 8, 9. And so that's not enough to tell us the direction it's going to go on here. Mm-hmm.
But the top one
Mm-hmm.
that's up there in box 2 can't go 3, 4, 5 because 4 would go in the middle, which would go to the left. That would be
Oh,
2, and you can't do 4.
right. What a weird beat. Was that from your side?
Yeah, my phone's yelling at me.
Okay. But you just showed that could so this is 4, 3, 5. 3, 5 can't be next to 2, so that's 1 and that's 2.
Right.
So one of these two is a 4. 6 and 8. This is 3 or 5, so this isn't 7. So then this one can't be 9. So it would have to go 79. And then I can't have 6 or 9 in the middle. Now, we most likely have a 2 next to this 4, but not necessarily.
Yeah, I know. My phone is still yelling at me.
I didn't even hear the beep this time.
Oh, okay. It
Somebody
should
else
be
is
done now.
Okay. Was it uncharged?
No, it was, I was getting texts.
Okay. Now, we can't have 1 on here. In fact, we can't have 1 anywhere on here. So 1 goes around. because if this was a 1, that would be a 2, that would be a 3, 2 and 3 would be next to each other, not allowed. So it could go 2, 3, 4. So that wouldn't work. 3, 4, that's not going to work. So 4, 5, 6, 3, that could work. 5, 6, 7 isn't going to work. 6, 7, 8, 4. And you can't go 7, 8, 9. Now, the other direction, I already know it can't be a 1. Therefore, it also cannot be a 2, because it would go to 3. 4 and, so it could be a 3, but then that would go to a 4. It can't be a 4. So it could be, well, it can't be a 5 because of the black cropudon. So then it would be 6, 7, 8. Can't be a 7 because of the black cropudon. And then that's the maximum. So that's all the options that are happening here. If this was 4, 8, that would be 2 and 6. This is 3, 6. Then I don't know. But we do get a 5, 7 here, which removes prime values here. And actually, where else can I put a prime value in here? Because it can't be either of these. So it can't be any of those. It can't be either of those. And so it has to be all 4 of these. Doesn't it? Because there are 4 of them. 2, 3, 5, and 7. And because we have 3, 5 here. So those 2 aren't allowed. 6 and 8 isn't prime. 4 isn't prime. And because we know that this one exists, it can't be there.
Right.
So this must be 3. This must be 6. 2, 5, and 7. So we get 5 and 3 like this.
And the 6 comes out.
6.
Yeah.
3.
So the 3. And 2 must be adjacent to a 4.
Yeah. Now, 4 has to be one of these 2, so it loses its possibility to be over here, which means it can't be an 8. This is 3 and 6.
Okay, so the 2 to the right of that 6 has to be adjacent to a 4.
So that's 4.
So now 4 has to go in box 9 at the top somewhere. And it can't go in the no. No, it would be 4, 5. Okay, never mind.
If this was 4, 8, then it would have to be this way for my 2 primes. But if this is 2 and 4 and 5, so then that would be a prime. Then I would just need to fit 1 in here. And it could be either of those two. So that's not that helpful. 3, 2, 5, 7. 6 is gone.
Although in box 7, if that Kropke dot is 4, 8, then the 2 in that box has to go in the top left corner. Because that's the only other place you could put a 4, would have to be above it.
Could work.
And 3 has to be adjacent to a 9.
Right. Which it could still be there. That's one of those two.
Okay, in box 4, one of the 2 on the right has to be the 9. Because where those 2 3s are located,
If it
the
was
9,
neither of them, then they'd both be
it,
in column 2.
right. So the 9, yeah.
Now, that only works for one of them. So we're going to have a 9 in column 2 anyway?
Right. Well, yeah, but it's going to have to be one of those 2. But for box 4 one of them had to be on the right, which eliminated. But one of those 2 has to be a 9 also, yeah.
3, 5, 7, 9. 3 and 9 are now gone.
Okay, since that top can't be a 9,
Uh,
to the left of it, the 3 in the first, that can't be a 3.
this
Oh,
could still
yes,
be
it could, because it could be 9 below it. In fact, the 9 is going to have to be above or below the 3.
9. It could end
Well,
up
no,
being
because that one
here.
could be 9 and be both of those.
Well, we did learn the 4 had to be over here. So does that give us any insight into what's going on? If I start here, this is minimum 5. Excuse you. 5, 6, and then it can't be a 7. 6, 7, 8, 4. No. So that would be the only option if this was the smallest. 9, 8, 7 wouldn't be allowed. 8, 7, 6, 3 would break because I need a 4.
Well, and you can't put 4 between 2 white Kropkes because you would need a 3.
Right. So this one's eliminated.
So 4 has to be on the black Kropke dot.
I still theoretically.
Well, no, it has to be on the black Kropke dot. It's either on the left or on the right of it.
Right. Okay. So I tried this being 9, 8, 9, 8, 7. It's not going to work. 8, 7, 6, 3 is not going to work. So 7, 6, 5 isn't going to work. So 6, 5, 4, 8 or 2.
It would be easier just going from the black Kropkes because we know 4 has to be one of them.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to go from the other end of the white.
Although there's only one more option here, 5, 4, 3, which would then pair with a 6. So this is a 6 either way.
And 5 or 7 is prime.
Right.
And the column 4, the 9 just went away from the or the 9 has gone away from the top.
7 and 2 came next to each other. Actually, it's purple. 2 and 8 don't touch 5. So it would be 4 or 6. Hmm. 5, 7, 8. If this was prime, that would be prime, that would be prime, and I wouldn't have enough space. So this has to be an 8. And everything else is prime. So that's a 4 and that's a 2. Prime. 4 is next to 5. So we get 179. 7.
7 can't be next to prime.
5, 7 pairs. Take 7 out. 8, 9 pairs to make that one 7. 4, 8 pair. 5, 7. 1 and 2. 8 and 6 and 8. 5, 7, 2. 4 is the next 7.
Column 3 needs a 7.
It's prime. 2 is prime. 3 can't be next to it. And these are 8. So it's 4 and 2. 3's.
And 5 and
3.
5 and 3 in box 1 go top and bottom corner.
9 and read it. 6, I think.
Yeah. And the 3 in box 7 has to be next to a 9. And that's adjacent to the 3 beside it. Oh.
I guess instead of marking which one they're next to, I'm just going to mark that 2 is good. 3's is good.
Box 5. The 3.
Nice.
Now, the 2 in box 5 cannot go next to the 4 in box 5.
Right. So it can't be here,
Right. And it can't
and then
be
it can't be
in.
here either.
Right.
And
So
then if
in
it was this
box
one, this one, this
2.
one, this one, this one,
Right.
4's removed from there, 6 is a 4, and that can't be a 4, so this can't be a 2. So that's 2. But it could be those two. In box 2, you were going to say?
Yeah. It has to be to the left of where the 4s can go. Because it has to go in column 5.
Right.
So then in box 2, the 3 and 5.
Mm-hmm. Go there. If I were to place one here,
Then you can't. Yeah.
I'd have to go that way. If I were to place
Mm-hmm.
one here, then everything would be ruled out. Because I need to place 3 more. Because this
Right.
one takes out those 2, this one takes out those 2. So then it's going to have to go like this.
Right.
2, 3, 5. That one's 2, that one's 5, that one's 3. So this has to be 4, because nowhere else that can go. Which is interesting. That's how that ended up working. 2. I need 9. 1, I think. This 3 is good.
Box 5 needs a 7.
I think.
Row 6 needs a 2.
6 needs 2. 1, 8, and 6, I think.
Row 5 needs 3 and 5.
You said row 5 needs 3 and
Row
5?
5, yes, that's row 4.
These are 7 here.
And 6 and 8 are. No.
I don't know how I got that mixed up, then that a 9 had to go there.
Whatever.
This is 9. This 2's good to go. That 3's good to go.
The 3 in box 9 is good to go.
2. Box 9 is good to go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I just need to know where the 3 is here.
Top right corner.
So that's 9. And that 3's good to go. And that's all the 2's and 3's.
Yeah. 5 in box 3. So 7 in box 3. 7 in box 9 is the only prime left.
See? 8, 6, 1, 6. Yeah. 4's all green. 9's all purple. 2's, 3's, 7's, 5's all red. Nice. think that's where we're going to go ahead and hit the stop button. Got 12 minutes left. And I don't see Primal Roots in Logic Masters Germany. So that is be it. All right. Okay. That is all the things. Then we just go to top of the screen. Right before I go to the other screen, just with the stream end screen. Yeah. All right. I have run out of things to say and talk about, and we are done with Sudoku. So, everyone who watched, thank you so much, especially Chip Sounder, who is here in chat today. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. If you'd like to see additional content on this channel this week, it will be Sudoku on Wednesday, and on Saturday, I might not stream on Saturday. My friend has an event, and then I am also quite busy on Saturday. So I might just simply skip on that one. After that, next week will actually be Tuesday and Wednesday, because I have an event on Monday, which will go through Sudoku time. And so next week, it's Tuesday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Sudoku. And then I won't be playing Dying Light again until the 27th. I might stream Saturday the 20th. Just won't be Dying Light with my friend, because he has an event that Saturday as well. Outside of that, that is the usual content. Sudoku, usually Mondays and Wednesdays, but not next week. And then cooperative games on Saturdays. If you want to see any particular content, games or whatever, make sure to put them in the comments down below. I do have a bit of a backlog of games that I need to get through. My Steam library should be available as well. If you want to see what I do have, which I have way too many games. And of course, there's a donation link down there as well. So if you like the content, a donation is appreciated. But I'm not too fond of begging, so it does feel a little weird to ask for donations. But with that, I have nothing else to say. Goodbye. I'm tired.